Hello, 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 hello. Okay. It's time for a Disney haul time. So we went to Disney for our honeymoon, because that's what you do for honeymoons. I think when you're Disney nerds. Anyway, because of this, I have a fairly sizable haul sitting next to me. We're going to do the same thing we did last time, in which all of the paper products are going to be a separate little video doodly doo. Uh, I do not, however, have enough that I'm worried about the little tiny itty bitty doodly doos being separate things. But all of the paper products, including like the autographs and stuff, will be their own separate thing. I mean, I guess we'll see if I end up doing the other stuff as a separate thing. I will probably do all of the pennies as part of the paper products though, because we have less paper products this time. All right, goodly. We're going to start off with a pile of things that are not from the thing, but they were gotten recently, and I want to show y'all because there's like four things, and they're all very cute plushies that I got got recently. This is the first one. I made him. I got sick and tired of not being able to find a plushie of him, so I made one. I feel like that is a perfectly reasonable solution. He has some glittery fabric paint all over him because I thought it mimicked the scales quite nicely, and I love him. Some bits of stuffing are like seeping through the stitches, but you know what? That's because of the fact that I made him recently and I haven't gotten a chance to pluck all of it off yet, for being honest. Anyway, over here you go. Next, gigantic friend. Him like a pillow thing. Woo! So he was a gift for the wedding. And so is he. The worst part though is we're not exactly sure who they were from because they were just kind of handed to my husband at work, and now they're here. I'm not gonna complain, but I am a little confused as to why they didn't like write their name on the bag. But they're adorable, and here they are. It's a Eepy Stitch. Also, Stitch has glitters in his eyes. I don't know if you can really see that in the thing. You can kind of see it. Anyway, also you're going to notice there are many stuffies. There are many stuffies because I like stuffies. Speaking of, this is a stuffy trade that I did with a friend of mine because I wanted the Loki bear for a while now, and now I have him, and he's very cute. I'm a little bit sad that he didn't have a scepter, but you know what? He was secondhand, so I can't be too upsetty. He's also very soft. Somehow they managed to stuff him to like the perfect consistency in which I like my stuffies to be at, because I don't like hard stuffed stuffies, especially when they're not made out of a floofy material. Yeah. Anywho, put you over there, over there. And those are all the things that are Disney that are not from the honeymoon itself, but were gotten recently. And now we move on to the other stuff. We're gonna start with this because it's kind of glaring at me. This is a whole heckin' drink sipper, and his head turns to be the other one. I love him. Um, he actually got his own kind of individual lanyard, and one of the best parts, the straws on the top of his hat. So we did the smart thing and got this knot full of drink because I can only imagine how impossible this would be to clean. His hat comes off, and that's how you fill him. But I can't imagine this would be in any way, shape, or form easy to clean. And since they offered to give us the drink separately, we did that. Like a reasonable person. He is very tall, so we have no idea where we're going to put him yet. But we're going to figure that out because he is really cool. Yes. And to go with it is the popcorn bucket. Now, I took the strap off of this one for cleaning purposes. Naturally. Zero glows in the dark. The pumpkin lights up in varying amounts. It is a little bit annoying to try to get to turn off, though, because it doesn't really seem to like to turn off. It mostly seems to like to change between its lighting settings. Like, you have to hold it forever in order to get it to turn off. He is semi-posable. And by that I mean his arm and his head moves, and that's it. And it only moves in one direction. So you can, like, have him waving, I guess. Or, like, have his hand down here. I don't know. His head move. And for storage, you can crack his spine in half. That's mostly for transportation purposes. Yeah. So the thing that we noticed with this one, strangely, is that the lanyard doesn't really seem to like to stay on it very well. We were fighting with the lanyard to get it to stay on the whole time, to the point that we just ended up carrying it around like this. The popcorn go here, and it fills up the little hill too. So it's also a little bit difficult to get the popcorn out of this. You kind of gotta. But it is really cool. They clearly focused more on it being a figure than on a popcorn bucket, which I feel like is how they've been doing a lot of their, like, special edition popcorn buckets. I do really, really like it, though. He's very cute. I do thoroughly enjoy the fact that they made the zero glow in the dark too. That made me very happy when we found out. Anywho, since we're on drinky things, I had to get the Starbucks cup. I had to. There was no. I don't even like Starbucks. I have never had a good Starbucks coffee. I don't know if it's just that the ones that are, like, around here, or that we, like, up in the north, are just not good. But I have never had a Starbucks coffee that didn't taste burned. So we spent the entire time going to the far superior Joffrey's coffee, because why wouldn't you? But I'm not gonna not get the ridiculously shiny Nightmare Before Christmas Starbucks cup that comes with a freaking straw topper that is a Jack Skellington. The main thing that I kind of wish they would have done is paint the white lines on the bow tie. You can see-ish that they put texture on it, but they didn't paint it in. And the bat eyes look like they could come off at literally any moment, because they look a little bit screen printed-ish. I don't think screen printing is a thing that you can do with this, but, like, they didn't include any of the detail on his, like, face either. But that's a little bit more reasonable, because that's a lot smaller detail than, like, the very obvious ridges they put on the bat bow tie that they didn't paint in. But the cup itself is frigging amazing. It has a weird sticky thing on the bottom that I'm going to have to fight with getting off. So yeah. Now I have a Christmas cup. While we're on cups, couldn't not get this. There was no way I was gonna not get this, okay? And like I'll put up a picture of what it looked like with the drinks in it, and I don't know, probably also a picture of what my fiance got or my husband got. Actually, you know what's weird? It's really really hard to remember that we're actually married now. And I guess it's because it's only been like a couple weeks. But yeah, no, there was no way I was gonna not get this. Let's be honest. Also, the drink in it was really really good. But they pour their drinks really really strong at the Beacon Barrel. So also be careful with that. Oh, cool! They even have like because we got there within their like opening couple months. It still says first edition on the bottom. Neat. I'm sure that's gonna make it skyrocket in price in the future, but I'm not gonna care because I'm gonna continue keeping it. Supposedly, it is dishwasher safe. I do not trust that because I have had other cups that have said they were dishwasher safe, and then the paint starts chipping off because of putting it in the dishwasher. And those are ones that I care slightly less about because they were cheap or free. So I'm not going to worry too much about those ones, but I am not putting that thing in the dishwasher. One, because I don't want the paint to chip off, and two, because it is uh, oddly shaped on the inside, and things that are oddly shaped on the inside don't tend to get very clean in the dishwasher. So that's usually a bad idea in general. Maleficent was weirdly like $5-6 cheaper at the Disney store than she was online. So here we are. I love how bright yellow they made her mouth because that was always one of my favorite parts was how contrasty her face was to the rest of her in the movie. Disney, stop putting these tags on. We're going to get to points where they're more obnoxious later. But yes, no, I also love this fabric. This is the fabric that I would have made Randall out of if I had the ability to get a hold of this fabric without spending way too much money. And if I had wanted one that would be less cuddlyable. Because if we're being completely honest, this fabric looks cool, but is not very particularly good for poodles. Yeah. But they have a lot of detail on this for a stuffy. Anywho, Maleficent and her big herbal belly. Well, not big herbal belly, but her herbal belly. Next. Again, this is obnoxious. Who wants this? No one wants this. This one's almost, like, a lot of these tags are getting cut off. I don't even care. But look, it's a friend. Um, so, I don't, I don't particularly, like Star Wars. Which is why when I found this little guy at the Star Wars store and I immediately handed it to my husband and said, "You get me fun cat thing." And he was like, "Okay." Because when you're not Star Wars person hands you a Star Wars thing and says they want it, I feel like that's when you get that thing. Um, there will be a short going up on the extras channel where he tells you what these things are because I have no idea what they are. I've just been calling it an owlbird or an owlcat. It's owlcat, and he will tell you what they actually are, and it also goes over what they do because they are little mini animatronic friends, and they do things like these. Speaking of things that I don't know what they are, but they're cute and I love them. Why did this one get a normal size tag? This one, the one with the bulkier leg, that the longer tag would have been okayer on, got a regular size tag. What the hell? Anyway, other friend. He go munch. He's a lizard cat thing. I don't know what he is actually, but he is a lizard cat thing. And he has weirdly petable spikes that feel nice to touch. They're like rubbery spiky bits. And he got big paws for doing big paw things. And he got like 4 eyes. Sure, it's fine. Listen, I don't know what they are, but I love them, and that's all I needed to know. Uh, I got a Kawumi. To the surprise of literally no one, I got a Kawumi. Hilariously, the Japanese shop in Epcot is like almost exclusively full of Sanrio and Nintendo, which is kind of funny. Especially the Nintendo one now, because you would think they would have less Nintendo stuff there with them having to compete with Nintendo World existing now. But here we are. Is a Kurumi, and she wears a spider skirt, and she's very cute. And that is all. I don't really feel like I need to go over that one much more. Ah, the autograph book. There are much fewer autographs this time because we very specifically focused on ones we didn't get last time. So this will be gone over in a separate thing when I do the paper products. And pens. Because you gotta have a pen when you get an autograph book, right? And somehow it was only like $5-10 more to get this autograph book and this pack of pens than it was to get an autograph book with a pen attached to it. And like, yes, that autograph book was slightly longer, but why would you need that? Anyway, I guess that autograph book was probably one of the ones that had like the places in it where you could put your photos or whatever in. But also, any of the photos that we get printed from this are going in the wedding album, so we don't need a Disney book for that. You can't go to Disney and not get at least one shoulder sitter. Obviously, I had to get the Haunted Mansion one. It does something. I think its candles light up, but I can't for the life of me figure out how to turn it on. Because this battery pack doesn't have an on-off switch. And me squeezing it is not, there's nothing around other than those that feel like an on-off switch. Maybe his nose? His nose is hard. I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe if I read the instructions it would help. But I don't like reading instructions. Oh, do you only light up once you're attached? That would be weird. I guess that would be a good way to save the batteries from all the rest of them. I don't know, but it comes with this really, really big booklet that I'm 100% not gonna read all of. I don't know. Whenever I manage to figure out how it actually works, I'll probably post a short about it. That's how this usually goes. I couldn't figure it out in the video, so here's a short about it later. Or if I manage to figure out how to use it before the rest of the Disney stuff comes in, I'll insert that short here. Guess what? I figured out how to get him to light up. And it was obnoxious. It took both of us like several tries, because we both thought it was his nose. It turns out there's a button on his thigh. And that is actually quite bright for like two little singular LEDs in the thingy doodle. But yeah, we got it. It just took multiple of us, and far longer than it probably should have. We got very unlucky and we got two Pete's. And again, this is egregious Disney. Why? But no, we got unlucky and we got two Pete's. Sucks. At least we got Scar, which was the main one I wanted. Him and his hilarious shiny hair. Looks like he's part of a glam rock band. I'm not mad at it. Yeah. Ooh, Isa Marie. She has a keychain, but she is also. You did the thing. No one likes when you do the thing. I understand why you have to do the thing. It keeps people from stealing things, but that doesn't make me like the thing. She has a tote bag inside. I'm not going to unroll this entirely, because I think you get the point with me just kind of unrolling it to there. It's covered in a bunch of little Maries and bows. Not going to lie, this was gotten mostly because I feel like it will be incredibly useful, like, at conventions and stuff. Because a lot of the places you get stuff from at conventions are, like, little vendors and stuff, and they don't always have bags and whatever. So we usually take my Deadpool one, because it's a similar concept where it's a keychain and then it folds out and it becomes a bag. This one didn't do the thing the Deadpool one did, where the Deadpool one is reversible, and then the part that was the keychain becomes a little pouch on the front, which is actually incredibly useful. But I guess this just becomes a pouch that you can keep separate, and you just have to remember to not unzip it with it facing this way. They have a lot of Haunted Mansion stuff, obviously, as it's becoming more and more popular. And a lot of the clothes and stuff obviously don't fit me because they're made for little teeny tiny women. But this. Oh, how did you get a rip in you already? The hell? I mean, the good news is it's huge, and that itty bitty tiny rip isn't going to do anything. I have to assume the reason somehow it got a rip in it because the bat got caught up in the thing itself. That is the problem with them using an actual metal thing. This is the one time I wish they would have cheaped out and used rubber. Because I'm 99% sure that the reason that this has a rip in it, and I don't know if you can actually see the rip. Oh, you can kind of. But see, I'm like 99.9% sure the reason it has a rip in it is because the bat got caught in it and cut a hole in it.
Such a shame.
The boy is here.
The boy's here.
The boy has foggy glasses. Pin. Pin. It's a Star Wars pin. I don't know anything about Star Wars, but this is the one that I liked the best, so this is the one that we got. Here, have a pin. See, this is one of the ones in which the ridiculously long Disney tag is obnoxious. Nobody wants that in a hat. Absolutely no one. It's gonna get cut out immediately.
Yeah, I liked it for the whole time we were there.
You had it sticking out of the back of your head the entire time you were there.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, or you could just remove the tag and not deal with it being there and being annoying.
Oh well.
Why? Why, Disney? Why? While we're on hats, this is the one that I got. To the surprise of literally no one. Again, why? I don't know. But I like it. My hair's doing a floof. I don't know what my hair's doing. Here, hold that. Oh, this is the West from Disney Springs. So
Nope.
this is a...
That's from Epcot.
Oh, that's what I meant. I'm dumb. Okay. This is a 3-dimensional paper puzzle that we're going to be putting together at a later date, obviously. It's purple. It's a purple lilac with a kurumi on it. And lilacs are one of my favorite flowers. Oh, it's a wooden puzzle. That makes more sense. Lilacs are one of my favorite flowers, and Kurumi is one of my favorite characters. So, of course, I got the Kurumi lilac thing.
We made videos about them, but here's the longer form.
Well, they gotta make it into the longer form. I don't know if I'm gonna keep him in his egg or not.
Seminole.
Cinnamon roll. See, he fit in his egg, but like I don't know if I want to keep him in his egg or if I'm just gonna throw away the egg because the egg makes him unable to be seen. I'm gonna probably just throw away the egg and keep the cute character, or keep him like this because they're like a little trinket tray. I think is the point. So like you can hang like rings on his ears and little tiny knickknacks in his bowl. And then if you don't want to get dust on them, you put the dome on. But I don't like the dome. Here's a cool little camera. It's from Chiikawa. I've only recently gotten into Chiikawa. Or Chiikawa. Chiikawa. However you want to pronounce it. I've only recently gotten into it, so I don't exactly know a huge amount about this guy. But I do know that he's very cute and he's one of my favorite characters in terms of like design. So I'm very happy we got him and he's a little magnet. This is a cat and he is on a slide. That is all. This is a cat, and he has a pasta. And that is all. This is a Karumi tea set that I will put together in a later short. Because I really do not feel like dealing with the fact that all of these little pieces are going to go everywhere as soon as I open this bag. I did get the Oogie Boogie bark. The Oogie bark. The Oogie Boogie bark. Insert picture of the actual bark here. So there were 3 of these. But the boy needed a bath on the first day because he was sore. So he got to use one of them immediately. I am not going to open them and get powder everywhere. But they do in fact exist. It is pumpkin spice latte scented soap. Because I am the most basic person. And because it smells amazing. So I don't actually use bars of soap usually. I actually tend to put them in my clothes, in like my drawers and stuff, because it makes the clothes stay nice and smell nice, and keeps it fresh. And this is Bubble Bubble Toil and Trouble, and it smells like Fruit Loops. And I love Fruit Loops. So, hence me getting the Fruit Loops shake. I love Fruit Loops and Fruity Pebbles. So I wasn't going to not get the Fruit Loops scented soap. And of course, I had to get the Hocus Pocus lip balms. So there's a peachy one, a minty one, a pomegranate one, a berry one, a citrus one, and a vanilla one. Yes. Um, all 3 of these were full. Uh, 2 of them got used. This one for boy bath, this one for feet, and this one is all bubble, which means it did not get used. That one is for me later. And last is all of the mini bombs that I got to use in my foot spa. Because the bombs that are about this size are the perfect size to use in foot spa. And now, because I am lazy and I didn't feel like trying to figure out how to get them here. Oh, almost forgot. I also got pumpkin sugar souffle pumpkin soap. Because I feel like we've already been through this. And this really, really big tub of bath scrub, body scrub, that is scented like cotton candy. And I love it. As it smells very much like cotton candy. And because I just finished up using the rest of my last cotton candy batch. So that works out. And now, because I am lazy and I don't feel like doing the thing, uh, cut to photos of all of the clothes and the towels.
And other merchandise we get later.
And the other merchandise we get later, because we did get a gigantic pumpkin that has to show up yet. I forgot a couple friends that were hiding behind me. Pegasus. Because it's adorable. And it's a Pegasus. I'm not going to explain that further. Figment. Figment has a baby blanket that was immediately stolen by Luca. Luca stole the Figment. Luca stole the baby blanket, which is fine because I like the Figment better without the blanket. He's more soft and cuddly. Oh, no. And lastly, this time I promise, pumpkin spice and everything nice, which goes with the exorbitant amount of pumpkin spice things that I drank and ate while I was there. Yeah. And this is the blankie that came with Figment that is now being used for Luca. Luca stole the blankie. Luca likes to steal blankies. Take the baby. Okay, that is all of the things this time, I promise. Bye.